Vectors are a pretty common gaming genre, especially when it comes to mobile games. They're simple yet very addicting, making them a dime a dozen on the market, ranging from 2D to 3D, with the latter being the most popular. They can get pretty repetitive at times since it's the same format of dodging randomized obstacles for a high score, but that's just how these games were made in mind. However, there was one game in particular that tried to be different, a game called Vector. Created by Studio Neki, Vector is a semi-realistic runner where you flee your mundane office job while being pursued by a mysterious organization. Using real-life parkour as inspiration, you can somersault over rooftops, flip over tables, and much more, in stark contrast to the simplistic animations of other games of the genre. As for the art style, the darkened silhouettes over the colored background blend together well to help sell the mystery of its world. Everything looks so clean and familiar, yet something feels off. What was this place? Who are the ones chasing you? What was the story of Vector? Let me explain. If you've never played the game, basically there hasn't been a straight answer as to what happened in the story. It was left intentionally vague for both the opening and the ending, and in the sequel, Vector 2, the game was abruptly abandoned midway through, thus leaving the franchise in a sort of limbo. Vector is an office worker at some unnamed organization led by a mysterious figure. Every worker is forced to obey through a device on their head, but only Vector is able to break free from its control. As he makes his escape, he is chased by an organization known in the game as Big Brother. Fortunately for Vector, he is a skilled parkourist with seemingly inhuman stamina, and he isn't alone. Eventually, after reaching a dead end, the new guy is forced to sacrifice himself in order for Vector to escape, leading the chase into the unfinished building site. From there, more guards have been dispatched, and in order to escape, Vector hitches a ride with another runner on a glider. However, the glider was only designed for one person, causing it to crash into a futuristic park. From here, security has intensified even more, with dozens of guards trying to capture Vector and others like him. Even the buildings themselves are starting to work against him, and with Vector already tired from running for so long, is inevitably captured. But instead of being put back to work, he is taken to a secret lab to be studied alongside the others. So, with all that in mind, let's start from the beginning. Vector takes place in the near distant future of 2168, but the actual story begins all the way back a couple of years prior. The government hires a group of talented scientists to develop weapons for the military inside a special facility built by prison inmates. During this time, the scientists were able to create 3 different inventions: an artificial AI named Sam, a batch of medical nanobots called Swarm, and an unnamed cloning device. However, only one of the 3 were approved. Swarm was considered a failure, and after a fatal accident, it was eventually scrapped. As for the cloning program, it was a significant breakthrough in science. However, it raised an ethical issue among the public, especially with the use of clone labor, making it too controversial to use, thus leaving Sam as the primary candidate. Sam was a learning AI. Its primary purpose was to process large sums of data to evenly redistribute resources, prevent disease, and reduce crime. However, an individual's happiness wasn't a factor to be considered by Sam, and its creators don't have any kind of safety measure in case Sam goes awry. This caused a divide between the masses, with those saying it could pose a threat if given entire control of the world's resources, meanwhile others supported the prospect of a non-biased AI. CEOs in particular were interested in a modified version of Sam that could run their businesses efficiently. Doesn't that sound familiar? That's because the mystery figure from the opening cutscene isn't a person, but a modified version of Sam. In one of the journal logs, Sam was able to calm a paranoid worker with just their voice alone, meaning the modified version can probably do the same thing, and perhaps on a wider scale with those headsets we saw from before. Sam then continued to spread through various businesses, as seen with the second runner who looked more like a delivery man than an office worker like Vector. and in order to ensure they couldn't escape, Big Brother was formed, using clones for their guards. While clone labor was against ethics, there was one scientist who seemed undaunted by public opinion and most likely went ahead with the program regardless. According to them, all clones had the same characteristics and memories as the original, meaning it'd be easier just to clone one talented guard rather than go through the effort of hiring and training multiple personnel. This is why Vector was captured. The scientists wanted to study his inhuman stamina and willpower to resist Sam, either for their benefit, the government's, or perhaps Sam itself. Then, 20 years later, in the year 2188, Vector is reawakened to perform some tests. The research facility has gotten larger since then, and as a result, Swarm was repurposed to be a security measure due to its ability to track heat signature. However, not all is lost, as there seems to be a rebellion forming. Someone from the outside has contacted Vector and is looking to take down Sam from the inside once and for all. And that's where the story ends. As of now, Vector 2 has been discontinued, and with the news of a remake of the original, it probably won't be getting any new chapters anytime soon. For now, I just hope you enjoyed this short ride into the story of Vector. Vector was always a favorite game of mine to play back then, and I always wanted to know what the full story was, although I could probably be wrong about a few things, or maybe even the whole thing. There could have been something I overlooked in Vector 2, or something I missed completely, and now with that new remake in the works, it's possible the story could be completely different this time around. But either way, I think this is good enough for now. Before I end this video, I would like to thank everybody who stuck by me. If you aren't aware, I was gone for a while due to some unfortunate circumstances, all of which can be explained in this poorly made video. I also have a special video planned for reaching 1000 subscribers, and I have a little sneak peek into what it'll be about. It's a video that veterans of this channel have been waiting for. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.